Hi guys, this is Meet Parekh, and in this video what we'll be learning is airplane. No, much bigger, the mammoth, the massive thing than this. That is now surf internet and use mobile in flights. Yes, it is true, the government of India has given the permission that the passenger now will have easily access to the internet, the mobile communication in the air, above the ground, plus 10,000 feet. It is true, as we have seen the people who actually fly by a plane. Earlier it was not allowed, and the reason why it was not allowed will look in the further slides. But now the government have given the permission, that is in case of anybody flying by the air and wants to communicate to the ground level, wants to call their girlfriends, their boyfriends, and to their parents. Now easily they can call, they can come in live on Instagram, they can show off being pompous. So let's see why. Earlier it was not allowed. The main reason was the electromagnetic interference. I know it's going too scientific, but let's make it lucid. So let's understand with the example. So we have Mr. Pilot, the two pilot, one pilot and another is co-pilot. So now they are the one who will obviously fly the air. So they need actually a signal to connect with the ground system and to actually share their location, what they are doing in the flight, where they are taking. Suppose in case if they wants to go from India to America. So the ground level system, basically the antenna system will actually help them to get this thing. But in this case, if the flight passenger have been given the permission to use phones, so actually the flight people, in case if they're calling anybody, so they also need a signal. So what the actual means was that in case if both are using, then there are chances that the signal might clash with each other, and it is really difficult for the pilot to communicate with the ground level. And at the end, what they end up in this, that is, they actually end up in the sea, and somehow they actually fail to connect with the surveillance system, and the location, everything actually got messed up. But this reason is actually been considering as most outdated, as the technology has really improved. The Modi government, the Make in India movement, and everything, the technology is actually at the echelon level, and so this is the outdated reason, the obsolete thing. But now the permission is actually been allowed, and there is no need to clash the signal, as the both have actually runs the parallel, and it actually have the easily access to it. So the new regulation, what it tells is, two things will be provided in the air, that is the internet facility in case if the people wants to surf, and the mobile communication, that is the call, the Instagram live chat, and everything is being provided. But the main condition is that the mobile phone cannot be used when the flight is below 10,000 feet. It is true that in case if the flight is taking off, so it actually takes 4 to 5 minutes to fly at the plus 10,000 feet. So till then the thing will not be allowed, as at that span of the below 10,000 and plus 10,000 level, the technology working is actually is very high, the rays which actually comes. But when it goes 10,000 feet plus, then it will easily be allowed for all the passenger to use this thing. Have you ever wondered that what about the other overseas airlines? It is true that, suppose let's take an example, the British Airways. So they actually have the permission to use the internet facility. But the main problem was when they were coming into Indian airspace, then it was not allowed, as the government of India doesn't allow to work on that basis. As earlier, as we have seen, the clashing was actually happening, and for that it was not allowed. And for every airline, the main problem was the calling providing system. And actually, as we are aware that calling thing is actually, it's really creating chaos and confusion while calling, as it actually imitates the high signal. In further, we'll look at how internet is provided in flights. Have you ever wondered this? As in ground level, the antenna actually provides the internet to us, and on the same basis, it actually provides to the space thing as well. First is ground to air. For example, the signal antennas here are actually communicates with the flight thing, and it actually provides the signal. So first signal comes is antenna provides the connectivity. But the question actually comes that what in case of the flight it crosses the sea. In the sea it won't have any network, the antenna working, and that's why it actually fails to connect with this thing. This is the first method, that is ground to air, and this is actually been considered as the outdated system. The new system which has come, that is via satellite. In the satellite working, what happens is the plane actually communicates with, has the antenna itself in it, and actually communicates with the satellite standing plus the earth system. And the satellite actually communicates with the ground system, and in this case it actually gets the easily access to this thing. As what was the difference between first and second method is that the antenna was actually lying in the land, and in this case the actual antenna is actually there in this plane itself. So this system is actually the most popular method in future, as it removes the limitation of first, that is in water bodies it actually fails to get the internet. The second is all the information between ground and the aircraft is actually being passed at the satellite. So the plane system and the satellite, it actually communicates with the space satellite itself. Once the aircraft catches the signal, then it will be distributed to the whole router lying inside the aircraft, and internet can be used. It simply means that the passenger will have easy access to it, and speed which will be provided, that is the 12 megabyte per second. So at the end, we'll look at a recently survey has been conducted, as India has actually become the third largest aviation market in terms of domestic passenger traffic. It simply means that the people who are using flight in the country, and India ranks the third. So what's going to be the first and second? Any guesses? It's obviously, as always, the US, that is 719 million. Second comes China, that is 436 million, and India 100 million, that is the 10 crore people actually uses the flight system. So what we have seen is how things have been provided in internet, and recently one thing new thing which has come, which I want to share, is that Lufthansa is a flight in Germany, and they have actually taken the permission of government of India that they are the one who will provide the system working and the internet to the other airline as well. And when it comes the Lufthansa, when it comes to the Indian constellation, that is Indian space, and at that time they will also have the easy access to it. So thank you guys. In case if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe.